Four companies which I truly think are the best companies in my opinion to hold for the next 15 to 20 years because they have potential to be the next big thing in my opinion. On this video, we're diving deep into the reasons why I picked these four companies and also diving deep into the understanding of why sometimes I pick companies in the chase in the way I do. So if you want to know more about these four companies and the reasons behind me saying their shares to hold for the long run, stay tuned and ensure that you have hit the like button, you subscribe to my YouTube channel, and also have turned on notification bell so you can be able to get notified whenever I drop a new video right here on my YouTube channel. So let's get into this video. Hello future millionaires and billionaires, and welcome to an insightful and informative video right here on my YouTube channel. On today's video, I'm talking about four companies which I believe are the next big thing, and you need to hold them for the long run so you can be able to benefit from them because of various reasons, which will go deep into it in this video. But as always guys, I must put out a disclaimer that I am not a financially registered advisor, and on today's video, because I am putting out a companies which I am personally holding on for reasons which will go deep into it, I like to say that this is not, number one, me suggesting companies for you to invest into, or me telling you guys or giving you guys financial advice in relation to these four companies. It's just me sharing how I came to this conclusion, saying these are companies for me to hold in the long run. So this is just for basically for me speaking in a subjective sense. And also I do advise that when you go out to invest in a particular company, do it, you have done your own research, you understand the risk tolerance that you have as an individual in relation to investments, because we cannot all invest the same way, because we don't all have the same goals and same objective in our investment. I like to just put that out there so that you guys understand and do not take this video out of context and say, hey, I've been suggested, or I've been recommended, or no, it's not like that. It's just me giving you guys my personal understanding and my view in relation to these four companies. And also do note that I'm not saying that I'm ranking these four companies from the best, or just me just giving them out there in random. So let's get into it without even putting more disclaimers into this video. And the first company which I invested into for long run, thinking the shares of it will be beneficial in my understanding, in my context, is Sibanye-Stillwater. I know in the last video I was talking about dividends investing. I did mention a little bit of about Sibanye-Stillwater, and the reason why I said this company will be good and it's a good company to hold for a long time is because, number one, we do know South Africa produce 40% of the world platinum, and Sibanye-Stillwater is a platinum oriented company. It basically deals in mining platinum mostly, and not only my platinum but mostly platinum, and saying that we produce as South Africa 40% of the world's platinum, it tells you something. And also the fact that 80% of all platinum reserve are in South Africa, and these companies that dominate South African company in relation to mining platinum, it tells you that the world is in need of platinum, and 80% of the reserve are in South Africa, and we are producing 40% of the world's market of platinum. So that's why this company, for me personally speaking, looking into that as the main factor, I think, going in the long run, because other companies, I was reading in other countries and see the other countries that produce platinum, what is their reserve and all of that. But when I look into South Africa and compare to the other countries, we are the country that's going to be the leaders in producing platinum in the long run as we go into the future, because other countries are running out of platinum, and South Africa will be the dominant player in the platinum market, basically, if I can put it like that. So that understanding for me makes me say this company is going to be the next big thing in relation to mining itself, because a lot of other companies are struggling in relation to the mining sector and seeing the future of the mining sector. This company is becoming more adaptive in nature, not only in relation to what I just said, and also if you look in how they've dealt with the COVID-19 crisis, when many mining companies were struggling to adapt to the new normal that's created by COVID-19, this company performed doing wonderful. They saw growth in that quarter, which many companies in the mining sector were struggling. So that's the second factor that's making me to say this company is the next big thing, and I need to hold this for long term. And also take into account that it pays out good dividends. Literally, they pay out good dividends. I think it's 5.65% dividend they pay out, so it's good dividends also. So that's one of the main reasons for me personally speaking. I'm saying Sibanye-Stillwater is a good company to hold in the long run, and the fact that they're taking into account the fact of the reserve, the effect of the dividends and the adaptation of this company, because they're able to adapt in whatever circumstance is thrown into them. So this is one of the companies that, for me personally speaking, I can say I am invested into it in the long run. The second company which I have invested into for the long run, I think is a good company for me personally speaking to hold in the long run, is the Purple Group. Yes, guys, I'm talking about EasyEquities Purple Group. The reason for this is not because of the other companies or other spheres of Purple Group that belongs in there. I know there are a lot of other groups, other companies under the Purple Group, but most specifically EasyEquities. I think there's potential for EasyEquities to be the dominant investment platform in Africa, generally speaking. CEO of the Purple Group did, I think last year, point out that they're also looking to expand into other African countries. They've been doing recession response to like Kenya's, and how they can adapt the company EasyEquities into the African markets, and they're still doing more research in relation to that. And for me, I am looking and studying this company most specifically in relation to EasyEquities and how they can grow it into the African market, because I think and I still believe they can dominate and hold the African market through their hands, and hold it in relation to being the #1 investment app in the African market, because the EasyEquities is easy to understand, easy to use, and many people like it. And I think if they can find a way to spread throughout the African market, because there's nothing like this in the African market currently, so that's why I believe they are the next big thing, and holding shares of Purple Group will help in relation to that when they grow and they dominate the African market, if they can be clever enough to do it. But I believe that they can. So that's one of the shares I think that will be the most dominant and the most top performing one in the next future. The third one is Renewable. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing the name correctly. You'll forgive me if I'm not pronouncing the name correctly. But this company is an alternative energy company. When you talk about alternative energy company, this is a company that is looking at alternative energy sphere within South Africa. And we've been talking to account how there's also been a debate about allowing independent power producers. And this company is looking into natural gas. It's looking into other alternative ways of producing energy. And it's mostly dominating in Sub-Saharan Africa. This company is becoming the next big thing in relation to energy, and they're also focusing themselves in the African market, and there's no one who's doing what they are doing. They are listed in the JSA, obviously, and the way if you look at how they've performed previously in previous years and where they are currently, this is a company that we need to take seriously. And for me, I am holding it, and I'm telling you, in the next 5 years, 10 years, 15 years, this company will be big, because we will also be moving into renewable energy or alternative energy, because as I said, Eskom is not performing really well, and there have been a huge debate around South Africa about allowing independent power producers. And when that does happen, when independent power producers are allowed to produce powers for cities and municipalities in South Africa, this is the company that's going to be the dominant one. I am telling you, this will be the company that will be the dominant one in relation to that. So I do love this company for that reason. And their market cap is still small. It's 1.5 billion rand, still small, but I think as I said, as time goes along and as we move to alternative ways to produce energy, because coal is not really working, and also coal is not sustainable for the future, so we are going to look for alternative ways to produce power in South Africa, and also in Sub-Saharan Africa to be specific. And this is a dominant player right now. It's the only one that I think will be the one to rise to the occasion when we're looking for alternative ways to invest in energy, basically. So that's why why I'm holding them, and I believe in the next few years they will be a big thing. So that's the third one. The fourth one which I'm invested into is AD Invest. They are a brewery company. They produce alcohol, and to be specifically, when you look at their performance in South Africa, they dominate the market. And also, if you look at their dividend that they pay out, there really is a good one. So I'm taking into account that, and also that they control 50% of the world's brewery. Basically, when it comes to alcohol in the world, they are dominant. And I love how they're the chain of the production chain, or whatever they call it. I've forgotten what you call this chain when you are the producer, supply, and all of that. I've forgotten the word for it, so who runs away sometimes. And they have been able to perform really well in relation to that. And for me, when I look into that and I look into their competitive, like any competition that they have, which is little to none, basically. So this is a company for me that I think will rise to the occasion. And also I love the fact that they have also tried to find ways to not only be a company that only focuses on the production of brewery, but also find a way to be adaptive in the manner of any crisis, especially how they dealt with the coronavirus crisis when they were limited, or even in other countries or in other markets are stopped from producing and selling, but they've been able to adapt to that circumstance and work around that. So that's the reason I'm saying this company is a company to watch for. And for me, personally speaking, I will be holding them for the long run. So those are the 4 companies for me, personally speaking, that I am holding for the long run, and I think they will perform to the occasion and rise to the occasion. So do tell me, which are your companies that you are holding for the long run and that you are thinking they will outperform the market in the next 15 to 20 years. But those are my 4 companies, and I would like to know yours. You can leave them in the comment section of this video. Thank you so much for watching. I am Ivan Spacing Lesambo, your student investor.